Hello and welcome, dear pilgrim. I'm so happy that you have decided to join me today. So, before we start, I just would like to invite you to just settle down a moment, maybe um, grabbing your cup of coffee or cup of tea, or just take a few breaths and just spend this few minutes listening to me. And thank you, and by that, thank you for listening to me. Um, yeah, so it's no rush here. Take it easy, gentle. So this morning, I was reflecting on what I was going to talk to you about. And we are living in a very interesting time. There is so much going on, so much movement, so much information, and so much drama and noise. And in moments like these, yeah, one just needs to take a breath. But it becomes even more important to really return to what grounds us, what we enjoy, what steadies us, and also what supports us in delving a little bit deeper and listening to ourselves more inward. So, as I'm recording this, we are approaching the another full moon, the second one of this year, and as often as I do, I checked in with a lunar cycle. You know what? It's not about predicting anything, but it's so how can I? It's so reassuring or confirmation, or but just to notice how our inner landscape, what's going in inside of us, relates to the bigger picture, the cosmos outside. And I find it extremely interesting that what is actually happening in the cosmos is happening inside of us. So as at f- yeah, so at first I thought this full moon was in Cancer, right? But then as I was doing my research, then I saw it's in Leo. And as I was going on and on and on, I realized that it's both are true. So this is where I made the mistake is um and I often do, is because Western astrology is talked is so much more than Vedic astrology. So in Western astrology, your tropical astrology, the full moon is in Leo, where in Vedic astrology or sidereal astrology, it falls in Cancer. And in Ashlesha. Sorry, the sh is a bit difficult. So it's different lenses, different perspectives, but it's the same moon. And I thought somehow these two lenses feels very deeply reflective of the moment we are experiencing. So, through the Western lens, as I mentioned, it's a full moon in Leo. So, it brings up the themes of visibility, vulnerability, in the sense of being seen, but wanting to feel safe at the same time. So, it's expressing your heart, what's going on there, while you are protecting what's tender, right? So it can ask us, can I be seen without being, can I be seen without becoming entangled, without being part of the drama? Can I shine without clinging? Perhaps clinging what you think the outcome can be. That's where the clinging can come in, our attachment to the outcome. So, but now through the Vedic lens, this full moon moves through Cancer and Ashlesha. So now it sits in the moon's own home, as that is, um, oh, I can't remember the word now, but Cancer is the exalted. That's it. I think so. Cancer, the moon is exalted in Cancer. So, okay, and Ashlesha is also called the whole positioning of the full moon and the signs, that all forms, how can I say, it forms a pattern or position that is also called the clinging star. So this energy here is very private, psychic, and visceral. So here it brings awareness to your attachment, dependency, and the subtle emotional patterns that often operate beneath the surface. So it's unconsciously. I find it very interesting. So Ashlesha doesn't ask us what we love, it asks us what we're wrapped around. So Ashlesha is also connected to the serpent, the snake, the in Vedic terms, the naga. So here the venom is not dramatic or performing or being explosive. No, it's just very subtle. And it shows up as a very interesting guilt-based loyalty, emotional over responsibility. There's a lot of guilt coming here. Staying because something is familiar rather than nourishing us, supporting us, or the quiet belief that we can't leave, change, or say no because, again, we're afraid of what might happen. So the healing here doesn't come through confrontation, it just comes through clarity, distance, and knowing when to step back so we can see clearly, being objective, as I always say. So, this kind of transformation, as I said, isn't performative, it's quiet, it's instinctual, intuitive, but often uncomfortable, but it's shedding old skin, making space for something new to come into your life. So, this week, it's a very funny story. Anyway, this week, the symbolism came very literal for me because for the first time, we've been living in McGregor now almost a whole year. And this was the first time that I was met with a snake. And it wasn't just any snake, it was a Cape Cobra that appeared in our eco pool and it was swimming in the pool. And I was hanging washing on the line and I came onto the porch and in the corner of my eye, or I could hear like a hissing. And I turned right, and there was this Cape Cobra happily swimming towards me and hissing. So, okay, so reflecting on it, I find it very interesting. It almost like now, if I think back about it, it was almost like she was just signaling, I'm here, watch out for me or whatever. But mm, at that time, no. All, all I could think of was closing windows, doors, and everything, and just getting inside. Anyway, so But interesting, the timing now, if I think back on it, it feels really, really meaningful. And the snake, again, it's not about transforming by force, it retreats. As someone also said to me, Cape Cobras are actually quite shy. If you make a lot of noise, they'll go away. So it's not, that's why I thought, wow, I was actually, maybe it was just a warning. Um, yeah. And anyway, it was swimming in the water. I mean, it was hot. And it was a little bit in the garden. I stayed inside. I just checked out of the window where the snake was, and it left. So there we go. It retreats, it sheds, it emerges renewed. After shedding the skin, it's a new being. So there's wisdom in knowing when to withdraw, when to simplify, and just when to let go of old skin, right? So you might want to reflect on these questions. Where am I over explaining? Where am I entangled out of fear or disappointment? Where do I need fewer inputs so my intuition can speak? Getting out of the noise, getting out of the drama. So, this full moon invites us to loosen what clings, what and to retreat from all the drains, all the drama, all the noise, and release that emotional patterns that no longer protect us. Not everything that feels familiar is safe. Not everything that binds us belongs to us. So, beneath all of this, these two essential questions, very important, remain. And those are, can I be seen without overexposing myself, without forcing myself onto other people? And can I retreat without disappearing? Can I retreat without disappearing? Some of us need more rest right now. Some of us need rhythm. Some of us need get some of us need to get going. Some of us need to be seen, to be witnessed. And only you can truly know which one you need. So this week, interestingly, also marked the close of our journaling journey, pen and paper on YouTube. Free on YouTube, a cycle of reflection, of self study, gentle inquiries, looking at how the brain plays a very important role in this journaling journey. And like the full moon, it doesn't end with any final answers. It just walks a little bit closer to bringing your awareness back into your space with clearer seeing, clarity. So, with a sense of what's ready to be released and what wants to be carried forward a little bit more consciously. Life has a way of reinforcing these lessons, yeah. So, here in our area in McGregor, we are currently experiencing huge water shortages. Um, and yeah, a reminder from nature herself to pause, reassess, and respond with humility and care, looking at your daily routines now. So, how this all comes together is that life, this is it, life just has a way of reinforcing these lessons. I think I mentioned that before. But the inner work doesn't remove life's challenges, right? But it changes how we meet them. It builds resilience, compassion, and the capacity to flow rather than to resist. So from that place, we can see clearly, with more clarity, and we can remember why we're here to live, to feel, to experience, to sing and dance. So, yeah, so nature came and showed her way as well. So it's very interesting, all these things happening. So, if this reflection resonates with you, the Pilgrim of the Path circle offers different ways to continue your walk on this path, depending on where you are, where you are finding yourself at the moment. Um, so there's stillness that offers a gently place to just arrive in your own time. There's the tier rhythm, which supports a steady integration where you start to find your rhythm every week, and then presence, which opens up a shared field where we can share, deepen our practice, integrate on a different level, where you can be seen and being witnessed within an online or in-person community. So that is my membership that I've have at the moment. So you are welcome to go to my website, browse a little bit, and to choose which one feels right for you. And to simply just sit with what is unfolding. So before we close, I invite you, if you can, to set a little time aside this weekend and light a candle, listen to calming music, and write, journal, meditate, or create in whatever way helps you to arrive back with yourself. Paint, draw, color in. So, with that, thank you for walking on this path with me. Be kind to yourself and everybody around you. Many blessings on your path. With care. Namaste. Take care.